Hello everybody. In the last lecture, we discussed reactions of ethers, laboratory test, then its air oxidation, then action of PCl5, then its hydrolysis reaction we discussed, and at the end we were discussing action of HI. So what is that reaction? That we will discuss in detail. I told you that I'll tell you mechanism of this reaction. So today we will discuss mechanism of this action of HI or HX on ether. See what happens. So action of HX on ether. Actually, if we refer old book, then this point will be more clear. So I will tell you first that point, then what is given in your revised book, one more time I will explain you. See, HX. So in the old book there were two conditions. HX, it reacts with ether in cold condition and at higher temperature, hot condition. In cold condition, only one CO bond breaks, and in hot condition, as temperature is higher, so both CO bonds break. If here one CO bond breaks, then the alkyl group which is attached to oxygen forms alcohol and other group forms alkyl halide. Means if ether reacts with HX, cold HX, then we get two products. One is alcohol and other is RX. And when ether reacts with hot HX, then we get two alkyl halides. Two alkyl halides. Is this clear? Hot HI means both alkyl groups are detached and we get two alkyl halides, and cold HI means only one alkyl group is detached and we get one alcohol and one alkyl halide. This is the main difference in these two reactions. So ether plus cold HI we get alcohol and alkyl halide. Ether plus hot HX or HI, we get two molecules of alkyl halide. So first we will discuss action of cold HI. What happens if ether used is cold HI? If acid used, HX used is cold, then what's the product? See, suppose we have simple ether CH3OCH3 treated with cold HI. So in cold condition, only one bond is going to break and the alkyl groups attached to oxygen both are CH3. So both are same groups. So detach any one alkyl group. We can break this bond. If we break this bond, what do we get? CH3OH and this CH3. So this HI is added across this in this way. So we get CH3OH and CH3I. CH3OH and CH3I. Okay. This is first condition with simple ether. Now second condition with mixed ether. What happens in case of mixed ether? See, this is CH3O, C2H5. It reacts with HI, cold condition. Nothing is written on arrow. It means it's cold condition. And if you write heat, means it is higher temperature or hot HX. Now here two different groups are attached to this oxygen. One group is methyl and other group is ethyl. So it is easy to detach smaller alkyl group. So CH3 is detached easily or quickly. It means iodide part goes to this CH3 and hydrogen goes to this ethoxy group. So what do we get? CH3I plus C2H5OH. Clear? And third condition. What is it? Suppose one alkyl group is tertiary, CH3 thrice C. This is nothing but one carbon attached to 3 CH3 and here OCH3. Split up of this structure is like this. So if one of the alkyl group is tertiary, then due to steric hindrance, there is lot of crowding. These groups repel each other. So this is less stable or it is detached easily. If it is detached, then it is converted into tertiary butyl group and methoxy. So hydrogen goes to this part and halide part goes to this tertiary butyl group and we get the product as CH3OH and CH3 thrice Ci, CH3 thrice C, and this bond is broken, so it is attached to iodide part. Clear? So what's the conclusion from this? See, cold HI, if we use cold HI, simple ether gives one molecule of alcohol, one molecule of alkyl iodide. So both groups are same. Any one alkyl group forms alcohol, other alkyl group forms iodide. When two different alkyl groups are attached to oxygen, means if it is mixed ether, then always smaller group forms iodide and larger group forms alcohol. And in that, if one of the alkyl group is tertiary, though it is larger, it's tertiary, it forms iodide or halide and other group forms alcohol. Clear? This is action of cold HI. Now what happens if we use hot HI? See, suppose this is same CH3O CH3 treated with HI, heat it. At lower temperature, any one bond is broken. At higher temperature, both alkyl groups can be detached from that ether molecule. So this bond breaks as well as this bond breaks. So H goes to oxygen and halide part goes to this. So 1 mole of HI is used. One more HI is required. So H goes to this and I goes to this. So what do we get? CH3I and HO means it is H2O. So we get product as CH3I. Both alkyl groups are same. So we get 2 moles of CH3I. So we can write here 2CH3I. And what is the byproduct in this reaction? H2O is the byproduct formed in this reaction. So here we can write 2HI. Many times question is asked, what is the action of hot HI on ether? Hot HI means we get only iodide. Instead of hot HI, they twist the question and they ask, what is the action of excess of HI? If we compare these two reactions, in cold condition, we use only 1 HI and at higher temperature, we use 2 HI. So, 2 HI means excess HI is used in the reaction. So, reaction takes place at higher temperature. So, excess HI means remember it's hot HI and we have to write both products as alkyl halide. Clear? Now what if it is mixed ether CH3OC2H5 reacts with HI? Again both bonds are broken. So I goes to this ethyl group, H goes to this oxygen. One more HI is required. H goes to this oxygen, iodide part goes to this CH3 group. So CH3I, C2H5I and H2O. So it is heated, 2 moles are consumed. We get CH3I plus C2H5 I plus H2O. Clear? Now in your textbook, instead of mentioning cold and hot HI, they have given the reaction as, see the same reaction. So CH3O C2H5. They have treated with HI. So whatever I said in this case, it is two-step reaction. They showed this as two-step reaction. So larger group forms alcohol, smaller group forms iodide. So CH3 is converted into CH3I and larger group is converted into C2H5OH. But alcohol reacts with HX, alkyl halide, preparation of alkyl halide, we studied this point. ROH reacts with HX and we get RX. So this is in excess. So it reacts with this C2H5OH and it is converted into C2H5I. Okay, X is I here. So C2H5I plus OH and H, they combine to form water. So here intermediate formed is C2H5OH. See? So CH3O CH3 reacts with HI and HI2HI. We get one product as CH3I and C2H5OH. But this is reactant in the next step. So it is common product as well as reactant. So it is cancelled and we get C2H5I. CH3I and C2H5I plus H2O. Is this clear? Okay. Now, what is the mechanism of the reaction? In short, I'll tell. Symmetrical ether plus cold HI. One alkyl group forms alcohol, one alkyl forms alcohol, other forms iodide. Mixed ether plus HI. Larger group forms alcohol, smaller group forms iodide. Mixed ether having one group as tertiary. Tertiary group forms iodide, other group forms alcohol. If it is hot HI, both alkyl groups are separated and converted into alkyl iodide, whether it is simple ether or mixed ether or ether having tertiary butyl group. All alkyl groups are converted into corresponding alkyl halide if it is hot HI. So in your book they have not mentioned any condition like cold HI or hot HI. They are expecting this type of reaction, means they want to say action of hot HI. Okay. Now what happens in this reaction? What is the mechanism? Why larger group forms alcohol though it is heated with hot HI? First we get ethanol. Why not CH3OH? All these things are explained in the mechanism. So now we will discuss mechanism of this action of HX reaction. Okay. See this reaction. Very important mechanism. Mechanism of action of HX. So we will consider HX here as ether as CH3O C2H5 treated with HI. We will take this as HI. Okay. And we get the product. Of course it is hot HI. So we get CH3I plus C2H5I plus H2O. This is the reaction. Okay. What is the mechanism of this reaction? How is this reaction carried out? That we have to discuss now. See. So first step. What happens in the first step? Reaction, reagent used in the reaction is HI and HI is acid, very strong acid. So reaction medium is acidic and I told you in the last lecture that ether is considered as Lewis base. It is considered as Lewis base. So CH3O C2H5. Here central oxygen have lone pairs of electrons. Reaction medium is acidic. Oxygen attacks on this. This is H plus and this is I minus. So I takes both electrons with it. So what do we get? We get a protonated ether. Ether having one oxygen. Ether having one hydrogen attached to oxygen. So we get protonated ether plus I minus. Plus I minus. This is first step. That is protonation of ether. Now second step. What is the second step? CH3O C2H5, here H plus. Now I minus will attack. These are the products of the first reaction, and products of first reaction are reactants in the second step. So I minus will attack this alkyl group. So ethyl and methyl. Larger group is ethyl. So ethyl should form alcohol and methyl should form iodide. Now oxygen is electron deficient. It is in need of electrons. So this neighbor alkyl group should give electrons to this oxygen. But of course this carbon should get some support, some backing. It also expects electrons. So this I minus provides electrons to that alkyl group, and alkyl group then passes electrons to this electron deficient oxygen. Now this I minus attacks which alkyl group? Of course, smaller group is going to form iodide. So this should be attacked by I minus, and larger group forms alcohol. So it is attacked by, it is not attacked by I minus. It is going to form alcohol. So and this is less hindered group, sterically less hindered group. So it undergoes SN2 mechanism. Backside attack of I minus takes place. So I minus attacks on this CH3, and CH3 gives electrons to this oxygen. See the direction of arrow. Or to simplify this, I will write here I minus, and it reacts with CH3O C2H5, here H plus. This I minus attacks this CH3 easily, means this I minus is offering partnership to this carbon to form bond with it. This carbon doesn't have to invest anything. So carbon passes its electron to this oxygen which is in need of electrons. So electron goes to this oxygen. This partnership breaks. Okay. Two possibilities. It can attack this CH3, it can attack this C2H5. If it attacks this CH3, this is CH3 plus, and if it attacks this CH3, CH2 plus. Okay. So out of these two, which one shows SN2 mechanism easily? Of course this primary alkyl halide shows SN2 reaction. So this have more tendency to undergo SN2 reaction because less steric hindrance. Okay. Because here small groups, 3 small groups. Here this carbon have 2 small hydrogen and 1 bigger CH3 group. So backside attack of I minus is hindered in this case as compared to this. So CH3 plus is attacked by I minus. SN2 mechanism takes place and we get CH3I plus C2H5OH. Okay. Now we want to prepare C2H5I. We have got CH3I, one of the product. Now we don't want C2H5OH. Instead of that we want C2H5I. Now what happens in this case? See, this C2H5OH formed in the reaction also have oxygen with lone pairs of electrons. Up to this we have used only 1 mole of HI. So second mole of HI is still there in the reaction mixture. So it reacts with second mole of HI. This lone pair attacks on this hydrogen. This HI bond breaks and we get protonated alcohol C2H5OH plus, and here this I minus. Again oxygen is electron deficient. Oxygen is in need of electrons. I minus now attacks this alkyl group, and this ethyl group gives electrons to this oxygen. See the attack. I minus attacks this carbon and carbon passes electrons to this oxygen, and we get C2H5I plus H2O. C2H5I plus H2O. Okay. Now, third condition I told you, if one of the alkyl group is tertiary, if R is tertiary, then what happens in the reaction? See, this is CH3O, CH3 thrice. So it is protonated in the first step in this way. So here, before attack of I minus, this group itself gives electrons to this oxygen. Okay, it doesn't wait for that I minus. So in the first step it gives electrons, because as soon as it loses its electrons, it is converted into CH3OH and CH3C, CH3, CH3 plus. We know it's a tertiary butyl group which is highly stable. Why? Due to plus I effect of these three methyl groups as well as hyperconjugations. 9 hyperconjugations are there. So this is highly stable alkyl group. So here it is unstable. Oxygen is in need of electrons. Methyl can give electrons to this. Also tertiary butyl group can give electrons to this. If methyl gives electron to this, then methyl gets positive charge. So we may get CH3 plus. And if this tertiary butyl group gives electrons to this oxygen, then we get CH3 thrice C plus. Out of these two, which is stable, more stable, tertiary butyl is more stable, so it prefers to form stable intermediate. So we get tertiary butyl iodide as tertiary butyl carbonium as intermediate, which is further attacked by I minus. Hi na? So 1 H plus is used. Directly I have shown you this step. So 1 I minus is still there, and now this I minus attacks this carbonium and it is converted into CH3 thrice, and here what is it? I. Okay, and again it is attacked by second mole of HI and we will get CH3I. Got it? Okay, so action of HI, what they want to say is when mixed ether reacts with HI, step by step, reacts with HI, larger group forms alcohol and smaller group forms iodide. So what happens in this reaction? Ether is protonated in the first step. We get protonated ether. Oxygen gives electron pair to this hydrogen. We get this protonated ether. Now this protonated ether is attacked by I minus, smaller group. This I minus attacks on smaller group. It is easy for that I minus to attack smaller group because it is sterically less hindered. So it attacks on it and we get CH3I, and larger alkyl group forms alcohol. And this alcohol formed is again attacked by HI. So this oxygen gives electrons to this. So we get protonated alcohol, and this I minus attacks on this alkyl group and oxygen gets electrons from this ethyl group. So byproduct formed is water and we get C2H5I. If one of the group is tertiary, it's protonated ether. If one of the group is tertiary, then what did we observe here? I minus attacks from backside. Here this protonated ether doesn't wait for the attack by OH minus ion. Before attack of OH minus ion, this tertiary butyl group on its own offers electrons to this oxygen so as to become stable. Here it is sp3 hybridized, here it is sp2 hybridized. Here bond angle is 109 degree, here bond angle is 120 degree. So here lot of space is there between adjacent groups. So this is more stable. So before attack of I minus, this CH3 thrice C gives electrons to this oxygen and this CH3 forms OH and this tertiary butyl group is formed, which is further attacked by I minus and we get tertiary butyl iodide. Okay, this is mechanism of action of HI. One more reaction they have shown in this heading, that is action of HX on anisole. Anisole, what's the formula? Anisole is, yes, OCH3 group is attached to benzene ring. OCH3 group is attached to benzene ring. So the product formed here, this is benzene, and it is attached to OCH3, reacts with HX. They have given temperature 398 Kelvin, means it is hot HI. So what happens in this case? I told you in halogen derivatives also, it is difficult to remove any group attached to benzene ring. See here benzene is attached to OCH3. What's the charge on OCH3? CH3 is plus, means obviously O is minus, means removal of this OCH3O minus from benzene ring is very difficult. Reason, it is attached to sp2 hybridized carbon. Okay, two possibilities are there na. We can write this in this manner. So we can break either this bond or this bond. We studied na action of hot HI. So both alkyl groups or aryl groups are detached. But here this phenyl ring is not detached from that ether. It is difficult to break this bond. Difficult to break this bond. This is sp2 hybrid carbon. So this bond length is shorter, smaller. Both are close to each other. And this bond length, this carbon is sp3 hybridized. This is sp2 hybridized. So this bond is short. This bond is long. Long bond means weak bond. So it breaks quickly. So this O is attached to this phenyl ring. So H goes to this and X goes to this. So always anisole when treated with HX, we get product as phenol, and another substance formed is CH3X. Here we don't get iodobenzene or bromobenzene or chlorobenzene. When anisole is treated with HX at higher temperature, one product is phenol and other product is methyl halide. Methyl halide. Clear? So this is action of HX on anisole. Now we will discuss some more reactions of anisole in the next lecture.